What's up, everybody? Welcome to Keeping It 9450, Codename WBB. I'm Daniel Artes. I got Kate out with me, and we got a special guest. Y'all already know who she is if y'all see her on the screen on YouTube or wherever you consuming this at visually. We got Grady Diaz. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing great. Thank you for coming on to the show. Big fans of your work. We appreciate you. So this is actually our first time actually meeting you outside of the DMs and basketball talk. So yeah, just want to say thank you, Kate. What's going on with you, brother?
Hey, what up? What it is? What's popping? Everything's all good over here. And we are, of course, blessed to interview and have a very special guest in Grady. We're real humbled, real blessed to be a part of the conversation with you. I'm ready to get into it. So let's go.
Yeah, definitely. And to today's episode, we're going to be discussing the relationship between basketball and social media and how these two forces have impacted and shaped each other, from giving players and teams a platform to connect with the fans and build their own personal brands, to changing the way these games and events are promoted and covered as well. I think that social media has played a crucial role in the evolution of the sport. And like I said, we got the superstar in that intersection and Grady and stuff. So we're going to talk about it. So give us a background of you as far as like your love of basketball.
Yeah, so I grew up playing basketball. I tell folks that I've been a part of the basketball culture, basketball community my entire life. I've been playing since I was really young. I played up until high school. I was a 1,000-point scorer. I decided not to play college basketball because I wanted to travel the world. But you can't really do that when you're playing on a team because the team comes first. I decided to go a different route, travel the world, live in different countries. I've lived in China, Barcelona, Nicaragua. I have a fascination for people and cultures. I did that. And then right after college, I thought I was going to be working at a multinational corporation, like a Coca-Cola, for instance. But my first job after college was actually in sports. I started off at ESPN on the business side. It's just so incredible, but crazy because I never thought that I would be doing what I'm doing, especially I have a degree in business. So I didn't even plan to do anything on the social side, anything on camera or written or producing, which is all of what I'm doing now. Life is really funny, but at the same time, I'm finding that as I get older, I'm starting to probably enjoy more of the things that I enjoyed as a kid, which for me, it's basketball and sports.
Yeah, that's interesting that you talk about you lived in China. I was in China for a spell too myself, and different type of atmosphere out there, but they love their basketball though. They love their basketball. You go to any arena and there's a basketball court literally in front of it. It's West 4th Street in front of an arena in China. West 4th, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Sure. Yeah,
and
no, they definitely love basketball, and basketball is loved all over the world. I've
yeah.
gone to many different countries, and I'll see kids hooping, even if they don't even have the nicest court. It's really incredible to see how sport can bring so many people together. It doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter what language you speak, but sport just like it's universal.
Exactly. I'm gonna give K-Dot the first question as we dive into this show. K-Dot, the floor is yours, brother.
Yeah. So the way that you describe your taste for traveling and having such an intersection between basketball and what we know today now as social media, how do you see that intersection between more specifically women's basketball and social media? And how does these two worlds intersect with you?
That's a great question. It's a loaded question. I feel like obviously social media has allowed for players to showcase who they are in different aspects, especially with a lot of players who play overseas. I do feel like we haven't fully tapped into the potential of how we can use social media to really tell these stories of these players the entire year, their entire careers. And that's something that bothers me because if you think about any other sport, let's just say NBA, we're following these guys everywhere they go. We're following them if they go to Nigeria, if they go back home to see their family in Nigeria. We're following them all year round, but I just feel like with women's basketball, we have yet to tap into that. I think it just takes somebody, it's going to take just somebody to do it, and it's probably me.
Yeah, listen, like the way you tap in when you do speak to these players, the way you tap in and get the story out is, I think that is really dope. So like in your opinion, like how has like social media platforms like Instagram and Twitter, how it changed the way players and the way teams communicate with fans?
For instance, I love that we're getting into who the player is off the court. I feel like that is the most interesting aspect of these players because it humanizes them. We get to see what they what what they like to wear, what they like to eat, what they care about, whether they have a foundation or their community work. We get to know who they are off the court, what makes them happy, what makes them sad. So I really think, again, there's so much more that we can tap into when it comes to that social element, when it comes to bringing these players to the forefront. But I do love that at least we have these lines that are open. And I think that we can, as we continue to grow fandom, for instance, it's only going to increase. So, yeah, I think players are tapping into who they are at the end of the day. And I think there's so much value in that, especially when it comes to culture, because everybody comes from somewhere, right? Which has its own culture. And whether Avina Westbrook is Mexican, why don't we talk about that? There are many upcoming Hispanic players in the college basketball scene who are hoopers. Why aren't we talking about them more? So maybe it takes somebody like me to help bring those stories to the forefront and to push them and say, hey, lean into who you are. For example, Victor Cruz, former football player, once he started to lean into who he was, endorsement deals, everybody knew his name, everybody knew the salsa. Like, it just created this buzz. So I think the more we tap into culture, the better. And I hope players realize that as they continue to grow. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of age, a little bit of who knows. It took me a little bit too to be like, you know what? Let me lean into who I am. I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican. I grew up different than a lot of people. I have different culture. But at the same time, there are so many people that are Dominican and Puerto Rican, and we can connect on that, right? Or somebody might love Dominican food, and we can connect on that. So there's just so many different ways to connect people. And I think culture is the perfect way. So I'd love to see more players tap into their culture. Like, where are you from? What was your neighborhood like? Things like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's what we got to do. We got to definitely tap in and get involved with more Latin players because everybody, obviously, they promote the certain races and everything. It just gets crazy like that.
Yeah.
So
If you think about last season, in the preseason, there were, I believe, 5 players who were of Hispanic descent, one being Diana Taurasi, you had Avina Westbrook, and there were Katie Benzin, who's Dominican. There were a few others.
yeah,
Arella,
yeah,
who got cut, but the fact that they made it into preseason and all that, I think is a huge thing. And I don't feel like we made a big deal out of it. I feel like it should have been a bigger deal because at the end of the day, if you tap into these cultures, you're tapping into potential new fans. And Hispanics, we love sports.
yes,
We go crazy for sports. So at the end of the day, it just takes that one thing that for somebody to be like, oh shoot, she looks like me, or oh, I like to hoop too. And she comes from where I'm from. Things like that just bring people together.
yeah, definitely. So, in your opinion, like, how have female basketball players used the social media to push back against the traditional beauty standards and promoting body positivity? Because we see it as dudes and us that women's basketball, like we cover women's basketball full time, like we cover it full time, and we see the comments, like we hate the comments when they just say some crazy nonsense about certain things and when it comes to women, how they look when they play basketball, even like in the media. And I'm just like, hey, how about we like the talent instead of, we don't have to, go by how a person looks to be like, okay, this person, I like to watch this person play, or I like to watch this person speak because of how they look, instead of just appreciating the overall talent, because that's what got them there on that level in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like unfortunately we're always going to see that. But at the same time, we're starting to see players get deals off of, they might wear makeup during the game. Growing up, I never hooped in makeup. I never thought to, because that just wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Even to this day, it's just, it's all just going to come off. I don't know how players keep it on. That's amazing. They probably have the best setting spray. But I think players, again, leaning into who they are, whether they like to wear their nails. I can never hoop in nails. Like, I literally never get my nails done in terms of get like acrylics, because I hoop every week. So I'm just like, I don't want to hurt somebody. It's not comfortable. I don't even know how to dribble a basketball with nails on, but players do. And I just feel, okay, if you do, that's cool and all, but that could be opportunity for marketing too, whether it's Fenty Beauty. Han Shu I believe she has a contract with Glossier. So we're starting to see players land deals in the beauty industry, which I think is incredible because beauty comes in so many different shapes and forms. And if you look at the W, so many different styles, so many different complexions, just so much beauty. Beauty looks different to everyone. So I love that players are starting to get deals when it comes to beauty and their image.
So, as far as the social media aspect of everything, right? We've talked about that. Um, and we've seen you on social media in your travel, in how full of life you are. Can you tell us one passion project or one assignment that you've had this past year or even before that was something that was so inspiring to you, so great that you were like, you know what? I might need to reconsider this particular project to help expound on what I'm doing that intersects that basketball and social media culture. So can you think of one project that was very good for you that was like, you know what? I think I can do this again.
Ooh. That's really interesting because I feel like all my projects are so different and they all give me different feelings. But I would say I had the chance to go to Brazil in September for FIBA basketball, and it was men's basketball. But I got to be around so many players and I got to learn about where they're from because they came from Argentina, they came from Puerto Rico, they came from Dominican Republic, they came from Colombia. For me, just realizing that there are players all over the world that love to play and just seeing players represent their country is just it's totally different basketball when it comes to having your country on your back. So for me, I was just like, this is really cool. I'd love to continue to build upon this and to get to know these players on this international level. And of course, many players were from the US, but had Dominican ties or had Puerto Rican ties. But at the same time, there's that culture piece. There's that, where are you from? What did you grow up eating? Who are you? What are your values? And then that's different across different cultures. So for me, I think what I took from that is I want to really hone in on who people are at their core. What are their values? Where do they come from? And who were they before we knew their names?
Yeah, that's very interesting. What you do is just so dope. Like me and Kate are big fans. Like
It's
we've
crazy.
been,
I don't feel like obviously I've done many things, but I
yeah,
don't even feel like I've even scratched the surface off when it comes to the things that I want to do. I just have these big, lofty dreams of things that I want to do and these stories that I want to tell.
yeah.
Just going to take a little bit of backing, but or just me doing it
No,
myself.
I hear you. I hear you. So I got a. This is it's not a long backstory, but it's a backstory and why I decided to get into women's basketball. Actually, even before I met Kate and me and Kate decided to put this thing together. So I had a show with her name is Kelsey Nicole Nelson outside of DC, and she came on my podcast and we was talking about Maya Moore. And the name of the show was Maya Moore as a hero. And then we got into it and was talking about how much women are at the forefront of pretty much any political social movement. But then we got into the whole situation with the Atlanta Dream, how they got their owner out of there and was like, hey, support Reverend Warnock, which actually won him that election. I remember the polls at the time. I think her name is Loeffler, the owner of the Dream, the former owner. I think she had 92% of the vote, and Warnock had 8. And all of a sudden, with what they did, got him the win. So, like, I just asked that. I just say that to say this, and also, from your opinion as well, like, as far as like how women's basketball players use the social media aspect part of it to advocate for those social and political issues.
Yeah, no, I think it's incredible. I think every player, they have this influence. And I feel like if they're able to use it for good in terms of standing up for what they believe in, I 1000% support it. And as you said, the WNBA players, they've always been at the forefront of so many issues. And I just think that I don't think that even though I don't think that they get enough credit for their leadership and what they do nationally and just internationally, like these players are incredible people who care about things, who are super smart, who are super talented. And yeah, I love to see them really use their social media, their platforms for.
And that, of course, that's obviously incredible. But yeah, I want to segue into something that I've been really curious about, Grady. And it's this Sunday Wash Club.
Yes.
Because listen, us three, of course, we're hoopers, and I'm just enamored and floored at how amazing you guys are in hooping on Sundays. I'm getting up to the age where I think that's where I need to be. I need to sign up. But how did the Sunday Wash Club come into effect? And how, for you as a hooper, how does that feel coming in on Sundays? Just giving everybody the business. Just because the videos that I see, it's incredible. How did that come about when you were going into your, let's see what places I can find a hoop? So how did that come about?
I always tell people, if you put out good into the world, good will come back tenfold. The good people find you. Rel Harris and Tony, who are the co-founders of Sunday Wash Club, they work in sports, and we connected a few years ago, and they decided that they were going to create Sunday Wash Club, and it started really small, and it just really blew up really fast. We started playing outdoors. They started playing outdoors, and then they invited me. I believe I was the first woman to play, so some people call me the first lady. But yeah, so we started playing outside, and then at one point it got to just so many people wanted to play. So many people were showing up to the court because they realized, oh, they're playing on Sunday at 10 a.m. People from the neighborhood were coming, and mind you, it was just a run that we told maybe 15 people about. And then it just, at one point, I looked around and there were like 40 people, 50 people. And I'm just like, am I going to be able to hoop today? I came to get in some runs and I'm only getting 2 runs in. This is crazy. I'm traveling here from a different borough. So it really blew up really fast. And one of my favorite times was just last winter. We were just playing every Sunday at a different location. It was a closed run. It became closed because if you have 50 people, you can't have 50 people in a gym, like on a Sunday. It's just, no, you're only going to get 2 runs in. It's just not worth it. So they closed it, and it's an invite only run. It's a lot of folks that work in media or in sport in different capacities. So you have people who work at the NBA, people who work at Sports Illustrated, people who work at Twitter Sports, who work at Nike. So it's really cool. And we've built this community, and it's just, every Sunday I look forward to it. I used to like really not enjoy Sundays because you're just like, oh, you got Monday coming up. But now I really look forward to Sundays. It's such a great way to start my day, no matter how I'm doing that week, good, bad. It's something to look forward to. And it's something that I know it's going to be good vibes. Everybody's a little washed, but at the same time, everybody goes to have fun. I tell people I go to get my cardio in. Yeah, I'm cutting. I'm trying to get some shots in. And y'all only see the highlights because we're all a little washed. I'm a little washed too. I don't make every basket. Somebody might block my shot here and there. But it's just really good people, and they've done a good job of kind of curating who's there and the vibes. And that's important. For me, vibes are everything. If I'm not vibing with you, I'm out. If the vibes weren't good, you wouldn't see me at Sunday Wash Club, period. But the vibes are that good, and it's crazy because everybody wants to join. And it's just like, I'm not the commissioner. I can't really influence that too much. But it's an incredible group of people. So I absolutely applaud and thank Tony and Jarrell for putting Sunday Wash Club together, because it's really helped me in so many different ways. It's a release. It's good for my mental to be around good people, to just hoop and just forget whatever happened that week and just enjoy each other. And we've created many friendships and bonds outside of the court. We'll hang out and we'll see each other at different events. But there's this love, there's this bond now between all of us. Sunday Wash Club and just the people that are a part of it really make it what it is.
I'm hoping and praying that if I'm ever back home, if we're ever back home, we can get an invite, because like I said, basketball is like hoop is life, right? For all of us. And also, just to add on to that, like the WNBA, if anybody in the WNBA is listening, please, let's get a media game going on. Like, for real. I'm ready to body anybody on the court. I'm talking my trash right now.
Great idea.
Just because we got Grady on the show, I'm talking my trash right now. I'm talking my cash.
Honestly, I don't know why we don't have one yet for All-Star. At All-Star, there should be a media run at All-Star, WNBA All-Star. Wherever it's going to be in 2023, whether it's Chicago, Vegas, who knows? And Chicago was lit last year. But I would love to see that. There are many people in the WNBA space who could hoop. Like, it would be so much fun if we can get a run together.
I don't think they want to come off the screen like you coming off my screen. I'm setting the screen. I don't think nobody want to get hits.
They call that pick because
Yeah, they better hope they call that pick. Like I'm putting my bid in. Like I want to hoop with positive people and just have a lot of fun.
no, absolutely, because not every space is like that either. Like
Yeah, exactly.
I've played in different runs with different dudes and this and that.
Yeah.
Nah, I really appreciate this group. Many of the guys will literally create a play or create opportunity for me to come off a pick, and they're always like, Grady, I'm setting one for you. It's not just about the individual when we're setting. It's about everybody getting a touch, everybody getting some shots in. Like it's really about community, and I guess that's just what I love most about them. It's incredible.
And that's why I gotta hoop with you, because I already seen what I needed to see. And I already know if I get the ball in the post, I already know they're gonna double. I'm like the solar system. They're gonna gravitate.
Yeah.
And Grady wide open.
Corner. Listen,
I got you. That's
you'll
all.
find me in the corner every single time, right or left, doesn't matter.
If you're going baseline to baseline, you got the point guard right here. I can easily get you set up baseline to baseline.
I love that.
I can hit you on a down screen. I can hit you on a pin down. It's not going to matter. Like we're going to get you some open buckets. That pick and roll me and DA got is going to be deadly. I'm telling you. But yeah, I'm just saying.
So basically, for WNBA All-Star Weekend media game, we already recruited Grady to come on our team.
Hey.
So that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I'm sorry, shooting guard, small forward, whatever she want to play, she's starting. She's with us. That's it.
That's a fact.
Funny. I really love this. I really love this game. Even though, like I was telling Kate out in the previous episode that I was forced to play this game because of the family and me being 6'2" at 12 years old. I was forced to play this game, but like like you said, the bonds and just meeting people, just playing across the world and just having those bonds. And also the business connections is pretty good too as well. When I went to China and I played with Tracy McGrady, I was on his team when I played in China, and I parlayed that to having basketball camps in my community, and then Alibaba donating everything to it. So like basketball is like one of the best things to have as far as like you want to make a connection. I got job opportunities because of basketball, because they see how you are in a stressful situation, like as far as a game and hitting shots in front of thousands of fans, and these companies, they how you are under pressure. Like basketball is an amazing community. So back to you. Can you share like some tips or advice to any players, any teams, anybody that's trying to effectively use social media as part of to grow their brand?
I would say show up as yourself. I feel like that's the best advice that I would have, because again, once you lean in, like it's so much easier to be yourself. There's no faking. It's just you, right? It's less effort. But I would say show up as yourself, because nobody can be you better than you. And people can really read that. I think a compliment that I get a lot, which I don't know, throws me off, but just it's what people are really watching, is a lot of people say you're really who you are online and in person. And I'm like, hold up, what? So for me, that's such a cool compliment, but at the same time, that's only because I'm being myself. Like I'm goofy. Many people don't know I'm real life goofy. I'm so goofy. I'm always laughing, always smiling. Of course, I have bad days too, like everybody else, but I'm very upbeat. I'm very bubbly. That's just who I am. When I create content, I want you to feel that from me. I always tell people, I want you to feel me. No matter what I do, I hope you feel me. Yeah. Nothing that I do is fake or anything. Like this is the real me. If I don't feel like posting, I'm not posting. If I'm like, it just is what it is. If I feel like posting, I'm gonna show you whatever. But again, just showing up as yourself is the easiest thing to do, and people will love you for it, and people will gravitate towards that just off the strength that you're just keeping it 1,000.
Yeah, that's a New York term, y'all. For those that don't know, keep it at 1,000. Now, but also we love your fashion too as well. You're like really dope, fashionista and stuff.
Listen, we've seen those courtside, the courtside fits.
Yeah.
When it comes to the J's, when it comes to the heel, it doesn't matter. Like you're always
a lot of flavors, baby.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of flavors.
Listen, we have a production company called Capital Flavor, and that's what it is.
Yeah, that's
it's
what it
capital.
is. Exactly.
So
Because I asked that because I just want to ask you, like, how have the fashion style choices of female basketball players, how has it evolved over time, influenced by social media and everything? Because you got to step out, especially like doing what you do. You got to step out. You got to make sure that the hair is nice, that the makeup is on point, and you're on social media, you engaging with your fans. So how's that evolved as far as with the basketball players, in your opinion? From what
I feel like players are, again, showing up as themselves, and we're seeing it in fashion. They're not trying to meet your standard or meet this beauty standard. They're doing what feels comfortable to them and what they like. And yeah, some of them have stylists, but you can tell they're like, every player has their own style, which I think is the coolest thing. I love to see their fits, especially in the WNBA, and see what pieces they pull together. I think what you wear can say so much about you. It's an art to put things together. I think it's an art. So I really love the fashion component when it comes to players and seeing their tunnel walks. I love that we're putting a little bit more emphasis on that. And again, I think it's still something we need to tap even more into, because you think about NBA, for instance, and I hate to always compare, but that's just, I'm in both worlds. So I see both. I love both. To me, it's basketball. But when it comes to fashion, these guys are tapping in with all these designers. And we're also starting to see designers tap in with WNBA players, which I think, thank you. Like, we are consumers. Like, I want to see everything in terms of what a player is wearing. And at the same time, like, I have my own style. And some days I'm a little girly. Some days I want to be comfortable. I want to be baggy. I want to be whatever. And at the end of the day, like, everybody's going to have their own style and their own expression. So I really love that players are tapping into who they are, create in a creative way in terms of what they wear.
Okay, top 5 tunnel walk players.
Woo!
You can't give me honorable mention. No honorable mention.
No order.
No order. Just 5.
Order.
Just give me 5.
Ooh. Shatori Walker Kimbo. She's been dressing for a long time, and I don't think we gave her enough credit. Low key. So Sydney Colson is one of my favorite people. She's one of, I think, everybody's favorite people, but her style in the past, I've just seen change so much and just like really evolve. And of course, she has an incredible stylist in Amadi Brooks. But so I really like to see what Sydney's wearing, because for me, she always looks very comfortable. And like, I'm very into wearing a cute tee and some comfortable pants. I really like how she looks comfortable every single time she steps. Who else? Ooh, oh my gosh. I know I'm going to miss some people. I know I'm going to miss some people right now.
Ooh, the hot seat is hot. Let's go.
Luckily, you could edit this with the spaces that I have between all my people. Skylar Diggins. I love me some Skylar Diggins. Not only is she just beautiful to look at, but what she's able to put on complements just her overall look. Another person, Kalia Copper, another beautiful player. I love, like, again, dressing for comfort. She's always so stylish. Diamond DeShields, how can we not?
That's a good one.
Diamond DeShields is always stepping.
that's a vibe.
It's just a vibe every single time. And you know what? Sometimes I'm like, I look at her and I'm just like, not sure, but I get it. I see the artistry. I see what you're doing. I can't pull it off, but you can.
Yeah.
And I think that's the coolest thing. But I also look at players and say, oh, can I wear that too? Would I be able to fit in that? Would I be able to pull that off? So that I feel like when I think of my favorite players, I'm like, could I see myself rocking what they're rocking? Diamond, she's a different level for me, but definitely one of the best dressers.
Yeah. And I know that we got Athletes Unlimited coming up. And I feel like my favorite dresser is Cece Andrews. I love Cece Andrews. Like, the way she put that rock star stuff together is dope. It's like what her and Cindy Colson would do. For some reason, I just love the pants. I really love the pants they be wearing, how baggy they are. I'm still old school New York, honestly. So I love the baggy gear. I'm not wearing
I love me some baggy pants. Not only are they comfortable, but they're cute. You could wear a cute crop top. You could wear a t-shirt. You could dress it up, dress it down.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly. And our final question, and I'm sure that this wasn't even on the notes, K-Dot, but I'm in honor of you. I'm going to ask this question for you. We need your top 5 kicks.
Ooh.
Yeah. Come on, Grady.
2 of them.
Should I pull them
Great.
out of my closet? No, I'm just kidding.
Brady. Now, we've had this conversation offline, right? We've had the kicks conversation offline. I'm infatuated with, of course, all types of kicks. But yeah, thank you, DA, because I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I gotta hear your top 5 kicks.
Ooh, so
I'll make a disclaimer for you, or whatever. 2 of them got to be your favorite kicks to hooping. The other 3 off court kicks.
ooh, okay. Sneakers I love to hoop in. I would say I really like the LeBron 20s. Those are quite comfortable.
I heard. I can't wait to get them.
They're
They don't
quite
have them my size yet. I wear 17, so I gotta wait.
17.
Yeah, I gotta wait.
Sheesh.
I've never went shopping, and we're gonna get back to your other 4. But I never went shopping in a shoe store. I never went to a shoe store to go shopping. And this is no lie. Whatever the kids say, no cap. Even though I got a cap. My feet stopped growing when I was 9 years old. I was always just a big, tall kid. My feet stopped growing when I was 9. Yeah. I've
Wow.
never went into a shoe store. I've been with my feet. I don't know why my feet started growing first. Everybody was like, hey, act your age. Act your shoe size, not your age. When I was young, it was like I grew weird. And so I never went to a shoe store. I got to wait for shoes all the time. I can never be like you or K-Dot and go to opening day and get some kicks opening day.
Hey.
I got to wait. No, I'm sorry, but you're 4.
LeBron 20s. Surprisingly, for me, I really love the LaMelo Ball ones. I found them to be super comfortable and cushiony all the way around. And for me, I'm not 16 years old. I need to be comfortable. I need to feel cushion, especially because for me, recovery takes a little longer nowadays. But I wish I could say that I really enjoy the Brianna Stewarts, but I don't have them. I keep getting sent the wrong sizes of the Skylar Diggins and the Brianna Stewarts.
Are you? They
Yeah.
got to get that. Come on. What is?
Yeah, my thing is, I'm a woman who hoops. I want to hoop in these women shoes, right?
I did try on the Deladons. They did have them. I did was able to get them. But you know what? I don't want to. I don't want to give a negative review on the Deladons. All right, you know what? I'll be honest. The shoe it's built for. It's not built for forwards. It's not built. It's not built for a lot of. It's built for how Deladon play. So I was glad I tried them. I tried them on, and I made a quick. I like to make basketball moves in the store. I like to make quick moves in the store. Like I'm hooping. I want to make sure that shoe said clink on me. I said
No.
I didn't buy them. They took them back, and I was just like, "Hey, maybe this might be a defective. We might have to bring those back or whatever." But I feel like the material on top and everything,
Okay.
it could be more. It could be more stronger. Like I will wish Nike, if Nike can make a shoe at that price point at 120, and then when the Kyrie Irvings come out, they're 120, and you look at the quality of the materials on a Kyrie Irving shoe, like the Deladon ones should be the same on the same level. It's definitely a lower level price shoe, even though it costs 120. I feel with women's basketball, like you were saying, like the investment, the backing, like it has to be into the shoes as well because these players are playing, and you don't want to play in materials that's really soft. It's like hooping in an Ultra Boost upper. To be honest, you know how flimsy
Yeah.
Ultra Boost is. It's light and it moves a lot, so that's the only issue. But the shoe
Definitely.
was comfortable though. But yeah,
You definitely need to feel safe in your basketball sneaker. Like
yeah,
that's
exactly.
huge. I'm not trying to get blisters, none of that. I'm very particular with the shoes that I wear on the basketball court because again, comfort for me is everything. And of course some style too. I want to look cute.
Yeah.
I'm not even in the front. I want to look cute on the court too. You know?
What about your off courts?
Off the court, ooh.
Yeah, sneakers.
So I'm a Jordan 3 kind of girl. I love me the black cements, which I don't have in my collection yet. I love those. I love the Travis Scotts, which I have quite a few. I've been doing.
That shoe game is impeccable. That's an impeccable. Like, listen, Travis Scott, Jordan 3, cements, any type of OGs, know what you want. All right, what's your other one?
Let's see. This is hard. I only get one more.
I hope you say dunks.
You know what? I'm not going to say dunks.
Ooh.
I'm not going to say dunks. I would say my black cats, which I don't really wear. I have some Jordan black cats, but I've only ever worn them once. Because it's just like, when do I wear these? And they're all black. Like, I don't really want to get them dirty like that. So I've only worn them once. But I'm the kind of person where I believe in wearing your sneakers. So I wear, like, all my sneakers. It's just I gotta find the right time for them. I'm not
Yeah.
keeping them in the box to be new forever. No, I don't believe in that, and I don't want my sneakers to crumble. You see those
Yeah.
videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So confession, your black cats
Yes,
are my cool grays.
love the cool grays too.
I haven't worn my cool grays yet. And now I'm afraid because I'm starting to see those videos
Yeah.
because as soon as I got them, I was like, I'm staring at them and I'm like, I don't want to wear you. They're nice. I think I'm gonna have to take them out the box. I think I'm
For
gonna have to take
sure.
them because I'm afraid now. Yeah.
Rock 'em, don't
Honestly,
stock
I
'em.
wear
Rock
I
'em,
wear
don't
my
stock 'em.
cool. What'd you say?
No, I said rock 'em, don't stock 'em.
I agree with that. I wear my cool grays like every week. It's actually crazy. They're like everyday sneakers to me now. I love them though. Like you can't go wrong with them. And you know what? No matter where I go, especially when I wear my cool grays, people are like, "Yo, I like your sneakers. Oh, you got good taste." And it's the cool grays. Everyone loves the cool grays.
Facts.
You can't go wrong with them. So yeah, cool grays is definitely one of my top sneakers for sure.
Mine's is the Grails, the Concord 11s. I have a pair. I got them when they came out 2018. They came out Christmas time 2018. That was the only the pair they had, and I got them for Christmas. So I only wore them 4 times. Honestly, I ain't gonna front. I don't want to run those down because I don't know. I'm not gonna get it. It's hard. I tried to get the cherry 11s. I tried to get those, but they didn't have them in my size. So like those, I'm not gonna run into the ground. But I do plan on hooping in the gym only with them shoes. Though. That's the way I'm gonna rock
Really?
them. I'm a hoop. Yeah, I'm a hooping them in the gym though, because 11s feel good, and I got really great soles from like when Ron played in the Lakers. And when he got soles made, and they made me some soles that actually fit my feet. I had to put my feet in cast to get it. So I got some really good soles that's comfortable. So when I could put them in any shoe that I got, and I'll be good to hooping to go. Because I know if you hooping them regular, they'll tear your feet up.
Yeah, growing up, I put on some Jordans and I was like, these are heavy. I could never hoop in these. And now I don't hoop. The only Jordans I hoop in, I have some 36s. I have some 36s, but I would never hoop in ones,
Nah.
twos, threes. I would never. I just feel like those sneakers, I feel like those are for me, like those are to wear, not to
Yeah.
hoop in. And everybody's different. I've seen people hoop in ones. I'm like, are you crazy? They're hella flat. I don't know. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how MJ did it,
Yeah.
but I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing
Y'all
that.
can do it.
Yeah.
No.
Now me personally, I do hooping. I hoop in the 13s and the 10s because they hug my feet. So
Really?
yeah, 10s for sure. And so it has to be, but it can't be just any 10s. I can't remember the colorway that he came out with, but they were white, black, and gray. So those are comfortable for me. And then the He Got Games. Those are the ones. Those are the ones. The He Got Games. I can hoop in those. For some reason, they hug my feet and they're comfortable. And when I take them off after hooping, I don't have any pain at all. So those are the ones.
Okay.
It's a crazy thing because I'm a Nike guy. I love Nikes more than anything. But as far as like active stuff, I hoop in Adidas. Anything with the Ultra Boost cushioning, any basketball shoe with Ultra Boost cushioning, I'm in it. I'm there.
I don't think I've ever hooped in Adidas. And yeah, I've never hooped in Adidas.
And those and New Balances are most comfortable shoes to hoop in.
I've hooped in New Balance. I actually hoop in them on a lot of Sundays because
Yeah, because y'all be at the gym.
where we play, it's a New Balance gym, so you
Yeah.
have to. But yeah, I hoop in Kawhis on Sundays,
Yeah.
mostly.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for joining us for this 45 minutes. We really appreciate you so much.
Thank you for having me. This was such a fun conversation.
Yeah,
I'm happy you made it work because I know that, I don't know, it might have been like a year ago. I feel like you were trying to tap in and I was just like, oh, not yet. But I'm happy we made this connection and we can only continue to grow from here and happy to be on in the future in whatever capacity. So thank you guys so much for having me.
Well, yeah, definitely. So you just tell everybody how they could reach you and let them know where they can find you at.
My number is 9. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. So you can find me on Twitter, Grady Diaz. Let's see, Instagram, Grady Diaz, Facebook, Grady Diaz. It's my first and my last name. And there aren't many Grady Diazes, especially that look like me. Yeah, I'm usually like one of the first 2 that pop up. Yeah, so it's just my name, first and last name, and that's it.
Okay. And think about it. I didn't call you greedy.
And listen, can you believe somebody one time asked me, is your name Greedy? I was like, I can't believe you would even think my mother would name me Greedy. That's crazy, right?
It's the way that it comes off as soon as I see it.
I get it. The GRE throws people
Yeah,
off because traditionally it's spelled GRADY. It's usually a boy's,
yeah.
all that stuff.
I
So
struggle. I struggle every time. Like it's Grady, it's Grady.
it's
I
great.
hear you say it, but I'm reading it as Grady. That's why I slowed down at the beginning of the show.
I know. I was like,
Yeah, I ain't
no.
gonna fumble this one.
Some people just call me Gray. Some people just call me
Yeah.
G. I just realized a few weeks ago that Kendrick Perkins calls me Gray Diaz because I think he's afraid to say Grady. And
Oh,
I'm like, damn, Perk is great. Like, it's not that hard. And I know there's a lot of Grady's down south. I know it's a popular name, last name, and even first name. So
that brother fumbled Moses Moody. Okay. He fumbles, so I just think that he just says it. Think about it. He calls Bam Bayou, calls him Bam out of the Bayou. That's what he calls him. And Bam out of the Bayou. That's how he says his name. So some people, the South is just different. So I just be like, all right, cool, whatever. Y'all got a different type of, I don't know, esophagus or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I want to, like you said, just want to say thank you for tapping in with us. And we really appreciate you so much. We love what you do as far as what you do with the social media, what you do with the basketball. It's dope to talk basketball. But with a basketball fan, even though we didn't really talk about basketball like that, which is actually,
and that's
yeah.
so okay. I appreciate you having me on, and I think representation is so important. As we discussed earlier, there's a lot of girls that look like me that hoop. We just don't know that because we don't talk about it enough. We don't tell their stories enough. And as I said earlier, there's a lot of girls in the pipeline that are coming up, or and even girls now that hoop, that we're going to see more people that look like me take a rise. Because even when I grew up playing, I grew up playing with a lot of Latina girls, hoopers, like a lot of them. And you have a good friend of mine, Elemi Colome, who plays on the Dominican national team, Angelica Velez, who's from New York, who's the LSU commit. You have Aaliyah, who is another LSU commit who's Dominican, like players coming up. And I just think that we need to pay attention and we need to tap into that because that means fandom. That means money. That means people pulling up to games. I'm in New York. You know, there's a huge Dominican, Puerto Rican. There's a lot of Hispanics here, but even there's a lot in LA. There's a lot in Texas, right? So I think the WNBA needs to do a better job of speaking to people that look like me, whether you're speaking Spanish or not, whether you're speaking Spanglish, whether you're just putting somebody who looks like us in front of you, whether it's on the media side, whether it's on the basketball side, both. Westbrook, she's Mexican, as I said earlier.
Didn't know that.
Tap into that. That's a huge opportunity to bring fans in that look like her, that have similar interests. So I just think there's just so much room, and I'm so excited for the future. I'm excited for brands and the league to see what I'm seeing, to see the potential, because we got money too.
Yeah. Fact. I remember, I'll take you back 25 years real quick. Felipe Lopez. When he traveled, y'all traveled everywhere this played, whether he was playing at Rice High School, outside of Rice High School, when he went to St. John's, like y'all was there. So yeah, you're right. The money.
And even on the men's side, I don't think they tap in enough. I don't think they tap in with Cap. I don't think they tap in with these players enough, and they should. And the more eyes, the better. The more people you bring in, it's just so much untapped right now.
It is.
The culture when it comes to the Hispanic population. And again, there's a lot of spending dollars within our community. So, when they're ready, when they want to make some money, holla.
And before we let you go, I just want to say that I really do wish they do tap in with y'all. I want to see the next up and coming, like, amazing female player from Dominican Republic. Because with y'all, with the men, like I said, Felipe Lopez, Karl Anthony Towns, Luis Flores, another one that was really good. Luis Montero, another one that was really good. So I'm really looking forward to see the next Dominican or first Dominican woman to really come in and make that noise, because y'all really do support. I've seen that firsthand, how y'all come out and support. Even, what's my man's name? His street ball name is too hard to guard. Adris.
Oh, Adris, yes. Love him.
I played with him for years. I played against him for years. And like Dykeman, when he plays at Dykeman, the entire community shows out. K-Dot, like I'm talking about, the entire community shows out. They actually get one half of the and it's festive. And then there's a Dominican run professional league in the middle of the Bronx, actually. It's in the middle of the Bronx. It's in the gym. I don't know the name of the gym, but I know it's like right off the Grand Concourse, like 172nd Street. It's a gym in there. It's in the side of a tall building, like a 6-story building, and it's an actual Dominican professional league. If you go to the Dominican Republic League, actually out there, it's actually there, and them stars actually go back there and play. And they pay really well. I played in it. So, yeah, it's definitely in need of support. But once again, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we're going to let you go. Love is love. And you be safe out there.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. Yeah, K-Dot, that was a great show, man. What's your thoughts on Grady? She's just dope. Before we get on out of here, we got 5 more minutes. So what's your thoughts?
Yeah, Grady is dope. And I really appreciate her taking the time out to chill out with us for a little while. It was more than a little while, but that was very gracious of her for doing that. And I just can't wait for more people to tap in to what she's doing, because she elevates the game more than just on the court. And we talked about it. It was going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, facts. Listen, brother, another successful show, Keeping 9450 in season 3. Got to chat with a great social media person with basketball. We're going to keep it going. We're going to keep these conversations going where it doesn't really have to do with like on-court stuff. That's still off season for us with the W, but even though college basketball is about to ramp up, I wish South Carolina stopped blowing teams out because we're tired of cutting the games off early. K-Dot, we both talked about that on the phone before. Be like, listen, South Carolina, just relax for a minute. Let them just tease them a little bit, and then do what y'all got to do. We want to watch y'all play some more. We don't want to watch the games like 26-4. It's like, all right, they got this game, K-Dot. It's over itself. But it's been so far so good. Season 3, incredible guests so far, and I'm just looking to do more of this stuff, K-Dot. We're going to get out of here, though. Thank you for listening to Keeping 9450, Codename WBB. You can follow me at D_Artest on Twitter. Follow K-Dot at K.Lou3H on Twitter as well. Don't forget to tap in with Chatting on the Atlantic. Chatting on Atlantic. That's K-Dot's new thing with Nets Republic. And shout out to Nets Republic, too, for giving you that to do your thing, to branch out as a storyteller, because you're definitely one of the great storytellers. And I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to seeing more of what you got as far as more storytelling. But I know that you got your idea. I know that the stuff is bubbling. You got a lot of stuff in the pot ready to brew. Tell everybody a little bit more before we get out of here. Tell everybody a little bit more of Chatting on Atlantic.
Yeah, so again, Chatting on Atlantic is a concept that I came up with just so, you can help paint the picture while walking on Atlantic Avenue, right where the Barclays Center is. And my first guest, Kelly Dempsey, Coach Kelly Dempsey, she was an incredible guest. And it was just a lot of fun writing the piece. But I'm excited for more. We have more in store. And check it out. And more power to you in the Artest Effect with your blog. Keep that going. And I'm very proud of you on doing that, because everything that we got going on is always going to be pristine and supreme.
Yeah, definitely. The thing I'm surprised about is just that I can actually write. Like, I be putting them words together. And it's just fun just doing something else. I love podcasting. Like, the reason why I just podcast, because I don't really like doing articles. I don't really like writing blogs. But now that I feel like I'm comfortable with it, and also just some shows that we did where we transcribe everything. Word for word, we transcribe everything. So it's just, hey, let me just turn that into a blog content, a lot of repurposed content. And then some I get inspired, so to the point where it's just, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just experimenting with a lot of stuff, but I feel like this is a lane that I could pretty much stick in with the podcasting and the blogging and just share my thoughts on a lot of things that's outside of basketball too as well, but still in the hoop thing, but still it's off-court stuff. So it's just a basic hoops, lifestyle, culture blog. So we'll talk about a bunch of stuff. Maybe K-Dot will guest write his favorite on the Artest Effect. Because just because it's the Artest Effect, like I said on previous podcasts, we share everything. So it's just as much as K-Dot, as much as my mother. That's my brother right there. I love this show. It's my brother right there, so that's what it is. So with that being said, we're getting out of here. Y'all be safe. Love is love. Peace.
Peace out.